detective. Thrill me.
Thanks for joining us. Continuing with Hell Motel. We got a double for this episode, episodes 3 and 4. That hits us. That gets us right up to speed with what's available on Shudder. Before we get to that, what have you been watching, Jared?
I kicked off with The Ring. Ringu, I should say.
Oh, the Japanese one? Okay.
It was on Joe Bob. It was good to go back to. Good to go back to. I think I enjoy that one more than the remade one. And it's still pretty effective, like still pretty creepy, and the ending still holds.
Okay.
So it was pretty solid to get back to. I rewatched Megan.
Okay. With Megan 2
with
being
Megan
available
2 after I went to the cinemas.
Okay, went to cinemas. Okay, so Megan?
Yeah, Megan's it's pretty much what we spoke about last time. It's a middle tier effort. It was a bit of fun. I enjoyed it, but you know, that's where it was. The sequel, look, it was similar. I peg them both at about a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
Like both of them. The sequel was a bit silly. It was over the top. And there's a character that shows up that I would classify in the dog's balls category. The second someone comes on the screen, you're like, oh, I get where this is going.
Yeah, okay.
So we had a bit of that. I did enjoy portions of the sort of Terminator 2 aspect of it. But all in all, it was just a bit of fun, nothing more. Pretty sort of forgettable sort of stuff. All in all. Watching another Joe Bob one, it was like a 60s drive-through effort called Earth versus Spider.
Okay.
Which was one of those ones where they've used footage of a spider and put it against matte paintings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was all right. It was pretty goofy. I think the best part of the episode was that Joe Bob was using it as a bit of like a history of the drive-through sort of thing, which was interesting. I stumbled into one called Body Count. And this was I was watching Tubi, and this was one that
it's
just
not
kind
an
of
80s slasher, is it?
No. This was one that just played sort of after. It was like whatever I was watching.
Body Count.
And the reason I continued watching is it seemed like it was a sort of joint American-Japanese sort of
production.
Affair. Like it had Sonny Chiba as one of the bad guys. Bridget Nielsen popped up very briefly. Robert Davi was like the lead. It was shit. Steve Bowers. It was pretty shit. But there's not much more to say about that one.
Was it an action film?
It was just there. It was kind of like an action sort of. Not much action. I guess it was starting to go to. There was angles of like police procedural, like that Sonny Chiba's cutting through people, and they're like, "Oh, he doesn't leave a trace," and all this sort of shit.
I think
I'm kind of like,
you might have hit like the absolute bottom, which is you could never be bothered to turn the fucking thing off as it started rolling into the next movie.
I don't know. I think I kind of selected it, but I was just like. It was in the, something finishes and it's like, here's your options. And whatever was going to autoplay didn't seem as appealing as this one for whatever reason. So
here's 5 turds. Pick one.
I select middle turd. I mean, it was like Poop Cruise. It was a fucking poop lasagna. I selected the top one. So
Good God. So Body Count, avoid it.
Yeah, avoid it. We started getting into an angle where Stephen Bauer was visiting this little girl that didn't talk, and Darby's kind of trying to.
What the fuck is happening? What era? 90s?
It was 90s. I think it was about 94 or 95.
Right. That's when you know you're a jobbing actor.
Fooled. I saw Sonny Chiba.
This is when
Bridget
you know
Nielsen.
you're a jobbing actor, isn't it?
Yeah.
You get a script, you don't even look at it. You just go, yep. I'll do it. I fucking do it.
Yeah. Don't watch it.
I don't intend to.
After that, I thought it was time for some Frank Grillo again in my life.
Yeah, bring back Frank.
Frank Grillo. I watched Werewolves.
Okay, now I was actually interested in werewolves somehow.
Yeah.
Should I stop being
Lou Diamond Phillips? Lou Diamond
I
Phillips
love Lou Diamond Phillips. Should I stop being interested in it?
Yeah, it's another. It's just. It's got some okay parts. Like there's some of the werewolf sort of effects that look all right, but it's just sort of bland. It's kind of. There's a few.
I think that might be Frank's middle name these days.
Frank Bland Grillo.
Yeah, and I love Frank. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I like him. I think he's a good actor. I think he brings a nice intensity to things.
Yeah,
but I think he deserves better.
It just places it. So it places it in this story. Yeah, you're probably right. It just places it in this story where it's like supposed to sort of raise the emotions a little. There's just nothing there.
No.
All you're waiting for is the werewolves to come back. So
yeah,
I wasn't a huge fan of that. I finished my viewing for this little sort of period with some more Dragon Wilson. Don the Dragon Wilson. I watched Black Belt.
Black Belt.
I mean, you laugh at some of the plot points going on at Body Count. Yeah. I mean, get yourself into Black Belt. Matthias Hughes is a bad guy.
Okay, so you seem to have plunged into the Matthias Hughes, his filmography recently, which seems like a weird choice.
Caught a couple recently. There was that. There was, what was the other one? There was, I caught a bit of fucking Patrick Kilpatrick at one point
too. Yes.
But yeah, so I watched Black Belt. It's not bad, but wait till you get a load of fucking Matthias Hughes's motivations for being the bad guy in this particular film, because it's pretty
out there.
It's pretty out there.
Okay.
I followed that up with Out for Blood, which was Don the Dragon. Think Don the Dragon's the Punisher.
Did this one just roll on from fucking Black Belt?
No, I selected this one too. Although, no, actually, you know what? I was looking for it, but it did. It was the next. It was the next one on the line.
And you were just like,
I was like, sweet. I was looking for that one.
Okay. And how? Look, we said when we watched that one that was like Die Hard in the fucking Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
We said Don's not exactly the world's greatest actor.
No.
Does he continue to be not the world's greatest actor?
These are better because they're not fucking trying to place him so grand. They're not trying to place it in the Hoover Dam, and then you can clearly see it's the local warehouse. I mean, these ones are actually set in the local warehouse, so it's a little more believable. Look, Don the Dragon's are likable enough. He kind of plays these affable sort of, you know.
Yeah. He never plays like an
kind of plays the affable vigilante in this.
Yeah, as all vigilantes usually are, I believe, Jared. They're quite affable people.
Exactly.
I mean, fucking Charlie Bronson was super affable.
Yeah, 100%. The Dragon's more affable than Bronson. The Dragon at least say g'day and have a light chuckle about something. With
Not if you're working with
before
Bronson.
Before he kicks you in the face.
This is the thing. If you're working with Bronson, you'd get fuck all out of him.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, I actually I didn't mind the Dragons. Funnily enough, they were almost the highlight of a week so, from a viewing perspective.
That's a rough week.
It's a rough week. So, yeah, I remembered, I've just recalled what I caught Patrick Kilpatrick in. He was the bad guy in another one that I watched on Tuesday in the same section called Showdown, which was like...
Showdown.
It was kind of like a more violent Karate Kid. And like Billy Blanks is like the Mr. Miyagi. But wait till you get the highlight of this movie was Brian James. Brian James finally using an American accent.
Oh, fuck, hey.
But he was an assistant principal at the school. And so he did nothing in the movie except when you saw this guy go to school, occasionally Brian James would wander in and say to people, hey, what the fuck's going on over here? What are you guys doing over there? You're putting on a show. Fucking get out of here.
That was it. Fuck, Brian.
And then later on, this woman comes to, as a ruse, comes to try to get a job at the school. And Brian starts like, hey, how you doing? I hope to work with you later on.
I hate to say it. Brian James is in the Frank Grillo category.
Brian James was piss funny in this. Like, he was actually making me laugh quite a bit. But yeah, and Patrick Kilpatrick was basically the John Kreese.
Was it? Oh, okay. Was it Brian James as funny as in Striking Distance as he continued to fucking remonstrate Bruce Willis's character.
That's right. He'd crack a gag and get it volleyed back and it'd explode.
but even at the fucking scene of a murder, he was being an asshole.
I couldn't stop like now I recall now striking distance was where he was constantly dishing it out with a smirk on his face. And then one word back would result in him fucking blowing his
Go off his fucking nada.
Yeah, no, look, James was good in this. James was definitely a value add. Even though his character amounted to fucking nothing. His character did nothing in the movie except amble into 3 or 4 scenes and start carrying on about who needed to fuck off.
Again, like Frankie Grillo, deserved better. Like, honestly,
deserved better. This was where I looked at Brian James and said, "Yeah, righto, you've earned your check here. You've done pretty well."
Take notes, Sly.
Yeah,
like Brian would have been on set for a day.
Yes, exactly. But Brian's giving you.
He's
exactly
coming in and giving you a bit of performance. Yeah. So was that everything for you?
That was everything.
I went for all new pictures this week, and even one at the cinema, Jared.
Fuck,
at the cinema, at the IMAX.
You probably
cinema.
Presented your Movie Max card.
Yeah, and they said, "What the fuck's this?"
So you've dipped into IMAX.
I went to IMAX.
Were you when you walked into the IMAX cinema? Were you already sort of on edge about the price you'd paid to be in that cinema?
No, I knew because I'd already spoken to you. I was aware I had to remove a testicle to fucking get in there.
Yeah.
I took it pretty well.
You took it pretty well, so there was just a few low grumbles, a fucking scowl on your face.
Yeah, this better be good, you fucking prick.
So how did you, because I was impressed with the actual setup.
I thought the IMAX was excellent.
Yeah.
It was.
So you must have seen F1 because that was the only thing that was on at IMAX.
I did, and look, if you're going to see F1, that's the only way to see it.
Yeah.
Because, look, I didn't mind F1. I think if I went back and watched Days of Thunder, I'd suggest it's a similar plot. I don't actually remember Days of Thunder very well, but I'd say it's very similar in its structure. And Jerry Bruckheimer is involved in F1 as well. Brad Pitt's an affable, likable character, actor. You know, like a guy that you can kind of get on board with.
Yep.
The way the women the women are treated terribly. Like, all the female characters are just... They seem to be trying, but they are constantly fucking it up. Like, it's just... It's classic kind of 90s type of stereotyping, but then throwing on a little bit of... But look, they're in high positions. They're in high positions, but... They always fuck things up, or they always be unprofessional.
So we've learned nothing.
Yeah, we've learned absolutely nothing. I mean, Jerry's learned nothing.
Jerry's
Jerry
progressiveness
nothing.
is still treat the characters like shit. Place them in. Oh, she's an exec on the racing team.
And look, you have to swallow a bit of shit, Jared. Like, don't get me wrong.
Adam, I've spent the whole last week on Tubi.
You swallowed a lot of shit.
Lots of shit.
But what I mean is you just need to suspend some disbelief because... I don't know about you. They never actually say how old Brad Pitt is, but I know the man is 60.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
There's a point where he turns up and they give him like a test in the F1 car.
Yeah.
And, of course, he passes the test. And I'm thinking, no cunt gets in one of those cars, having not been in one of them for 30 years, they tell us, and does that. Nobody.
Yeah.
Not even the fucking current drivers. If you gave them a year off, they're coming back hard. They're having trouble.
Yeah, but, you know...
Yeah, swallow a bit of that.
Craig Bellamy fucking wins the time trial at the Melbourne Storm in his late 40s. I could believe Pitt can jump this straight in.
I cannot. The fucking G-forces are about 10, aren't they?
Yeah.
Your fucking head comes off.
Yeah. Well, Pitt's skin starts kind of stretching and...
Like your fucking head comes off if you haven't done the appropriate neck work.
Yeah, how'd you handle that? Well, my asshole's currently on the outside of my body.
But when you swallow that, Jared, which you have to, the racing stuff is fucking awesome. Like they really sell you and nicely integrate the actual driving with the CGI with Pitt in the seat.
Mm.
I don't know how much driving he actually did. It might have been a little bit, but I'd suggest you. I mean, you can't. You can't.
Yeah.
There's a reason why there's only 20 people on Earth who do this fucking thing.
I mean, even if Tom Cruise makes this movie, there's a point where they say, "Listen, Tom, you can jump in and give it a go, but when the cameras are rolling, it's going to be an expert."
Well, put it this way. I remember watching Top Gear. This is well before knowing anything about F1. And Richard Hammond, they had a whole section where he was trying to get into a F1 car and drive a lap.
Yeah.
He couldn't get the fucking thing to go more than 100 metres because he couldn't drive fast enough to get the heat in the tyres to keep it on the fucking track. But then when he drove faster, he couldn't react quickly enough to turn the corner.
Yeah, you're right.
So I find it hard to believe that there are that many people who could do this.
Yeah, he did learn the driving and do a bit of it.
Yes, yeah, he would have done some.
It feels like one of those things where it's like you're just paying to humour the bloke.
Yeah.
It's part of his job. He's like, this will be a fun part.
But also, these cars are fucking multi-millions.
Yeah.
You don't put some bozo in one of these and go, just take it for a couple of laps, mate.
No, that's right.
Like, just take it for a run.
So here's my biggest issue. I'm thinking about going to watch it. I've got zero interest in F1, in the racing.
Look, I think...
Is there a lot of the racing, or is it going to be like Top Gun where I don't have to? It's gonna entertain me enough.
I think it'd probably entertain you enough, Jared, because it's very much like that.
Because quite frankly, it bores me.
Because what it is
I'll catch essentially,
essentially, the racing stuff is used for plot mechanics.
Yeah.
And some of that stuff is really cool.
Yeah.
And they do it well. And because they have 100% access to F1 and all the licensing, it's all legit. It's all legitimate.
Yeah. But that means nothing to me.
Yeah, but I mean, at least you're not driving for the fucking Dandenong bum bags or something.
But that'd be better. To me, that's more entertaining. I think the bum bags have had a few rough seasons.
I think there's enough there for you to have at least a bit of fun with it.
Yeah. I get the sense it'll be a bit like Top Gun, where that stuff will be shot so slickly, fucking shot and edited that it'll just be kind of
nowhere near as good as Top Gun.
Yeah.
No, not on the level of Maverick. But Maverick had a bit more cards to play in terms of we're bringing back a character and we're looking at him 30 years later. This one doesn't have that.
I'll tell you my other reservation. I do have Apple TV, Apple Plus or whatever, so I'll be able to watch it for free.
It'll probably turn up soon.
And I've seen Trading Paint, so do I need to watch F1?
Mate, as far as I'm concerned, you've seen the best car movie available.
Yeah. Word is that Johnny Travolta tried the F1, but his fucking hair blew off when he got in there.
Look, I think there's enough there, Jared.
Yeah,
but if you've got Apple TV, I would consider it.
They pushed hard. If
you're not an F1 fan, then it's probably not worth it. Although you want to see it on the biggest possible screen because it is that type of film.
That's the appeal. But I'm just like, fuck.
But Superman's on its way.
Superman's
on its way. So
I'll be there day one.
So the way I was
this close. I was this close to purchasing a 12:01 a.m. screening.
Yeah,
but I didn't. I'll go the next morning.
Okay, next one out of the gate. I jumped on Amazon Prime for Heads of State with Johnny Cena, Idris Elba. Yeah, it was all right. It was a bit of fun. Had a few humorous moments, a little bit of decent action. Cena and Idris Elba bounce off each other nicely. They're both pretty good actors. Yeah, it was all right. And look, you've got Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Check it out.
Did you see the review of Superman that was accidentally uploaded online that suggested Heads of State was better?
What? No.
From a big source.
Really? Yeah. Oh shit! That's not the case. Yeah. So that better not be the case.
Yeah. I think it happened with a couple of them. There's already been some pushback. Some people have said, "No, we've seen it and it's pretty good." But there seems to be a very clear thing coming that Superman's going to be down the line? You're gonna really enjoy it, or you're gonna fucking hate it? And this person obviously hated it.
Well, Heads of State's not that good.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm still working through The Bear. It's kind of gone a little off the boil.
Mm-hmm.
And I read a review that it was sort of, I felt like kind of mirrored the way I was feeling is we're almost at the end. It's time to perhaps...
Time to wrap it up?
Wrap it up, yeah. Because we're running out of interesting things to do. And when you start doing that, you're better to walk away while you still can, with a little bit of like that hype that you've got.
No, that's where
continue
where
on.
you introduce like a
you double down for 4
that's
more
where you
seasons.
introduce a long lost family member, or
of course.
If you're really under the pump, time travel.
Oh,
You know.
yeah, I forgot about that. And the last one, I finally got to watch Heretic.
Yes, it's on Prime.
Yes,
too, isn't it? Yes,
on Amazon Prime.
Yep.
Interesting. Quite interesting. A lot of questions around religion.
Hugh Grant
and faith
in his freak stage.
Hugh Grant is really good.
Yeah.
Because that kind of shucks type of way he has is perfect to open things up, but then he slowly kind of turns into something different. And it's a really good performance. Also, really good performance by the 2 female actors. I don't know their names offhand, but they are both excellent as well. So, all round, I would be checking that out. That one's worth it.
Yeah, I did see it, and I was very, very close to pressing play on that.
Yeah.
Until Don the Dragon popped up again.
Well, you sometimes priorities.
It was an easy choice, Adam. I can always come back to Heretic.
I can always come back to good movies. I'll never find these otherwise.
I believe Sophie Thatcher's one of them. She's from
Sophie Thatcher.
She's in Yellow Jackets.
And what's the other girl's name?
Let's see.
Chloe East. That's it. And Chloe East, they're both really good, but Chloe East sort of, I feel like, rises above.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a lot to do with Grant throughout. So, and holds her own against him. And that's it for me. Quick up or down, Jared. Just released the trailer to The Running Man remake. It's directed by Edgar Wright. Stars Glenn Powell and Josh Brolin. I was an up.
Yeah.
Because I felt like there's a little tongue-in-cheek there in that trailer. Like it felt tongue-in-cheek.
Yep.
It kind of ticked some boxes for me. I saw a little bit of what I was expecting from The Running Man, but it does have more of the King story to it.
Yep.
I like the look of the actors. I feel they fit the profile. I'm an up.
Yeah, same. Strangely, I'm looking forward mostly to Coleman Domingo based on the trailer. It looks like he's going to be having some fun as the host.
I dig that.
My one reservation, and this could be, I think this is one of the areas where it's closer to the book, is that he's just out in public.
He's in the public, yeah.
That takes a little bit of the one of the things that I actually really did love about the original Running Man, of these fucking wild characters. It had a bit of a WWF element to it, which is why Jesse Ventura fits so well.
Yep.
Something like the Warriors, where you come across these guys and they're out there. They're out there. So I'm hoping they're going to squeeze that in somehow, because I think it makes this concept a little bit more fun. But we'll see. I'm mostly, from what I saw in the trailer, it looks like it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah. So that chalked that over to another King property that we're interested in.
Does he even know?
No.
He just looks at his bank account
money
and says,
just goes into his account.
Another fucking 10 mil in there. Where'd that come from? Well, we sold the rights to another 7 scripts.
Yeah.
So, oh,
well, that's lucky, because I was just breaking down some of my fucking wooden furniture and burning it for heat.
Yeah. I was just moving all our stuff into a new tent.
We were on the bread line.
Stevens.
Shit.
Hey, go to him, Stevens. Do you want to know? Do you want to know what we're making? No, don't worry about it. Just tell me when I need to tweet about it.
He's a bit like Sting when the police were getting fleeced for $100 million and was unaware.
Can you imagine? Jesus. My credit card rule was $25. I'm barely looking into it unless it's above $25. Stings is $100 million.
I've lost $100 million.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Let's go. Let's get straight into it. Episode 3, Hell Motel. I'm going to say it was a slight improvement on episode 2.
Yep.
The sort of the unfiltered gore is still kind of the highlight. Like, it's constant. And they that there is absolutely zero fucking like, there is zero cuts being made to any of this shit. Like, it's fucking, it is just full blown gore to the max.
Mm.
And there was a little bit more character development. I was kind of interested slightly in the flashback in this episode.
Yeah.
That went back 10 years.
Yep.
And showed us sort of like Crow and the police. But I'm going to say this pretty straight up. Crow's bullshit was starting to fucking get on my nerves.
Yeah.
And they seem to spend so much time with characters that are kind of blah and not giving us anything of anyone else.
Mm. What I wouldn't give for a bloody doped up police captain at the moment.
What I would not give for fucking Eric McCormack to reappear and fucking start calling everyone pussies or something like this. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
But Eric could only give us a couple of days. He wasn't available.
Yeah. We need to rethink that producer credit next time. What sort of deal we're cutting.
Exactly.
We need you for 2. 2 at least, Eric.
At least 2 episodes. I give this 2.5.
Yep.
This episode.
Yep, I was the same. I felt like it was an improvement on the last one. It wasn't as bland, and I think you're right. Some of the Crow flashbacks had a bit to do with that.
At least sort of gave us a little bit of intrigue.
Yes, and it started to bring back, it showed that there was a connection like we'd done in the previous season. It actually followed the template of the previous seasons of Slasher. Possibly too much because we had a problem that me and you had sort of mentioned about the previous seasons. But all in all, I think it was a more entertaining episode than the previous one. Still not quite as high as the first.
And
the first held a bit of promise.
Yeah.
This one's I'm still looking for some things to be fulfilled here that weren't necessarily there, but it was better than episode 2.
Well, this is let me put this in sort of NBA draft terms. The first episode, I've been drafted at the top 10. There was promise. People liked what I might have.
Yeah. There's mystery.
By this episode,
promise.
Jared, I'm halfway through Summer League and I'm not fucking living up to that.
Yeah.
I'm shooting 35% from the field.
Yeah.
I'm committing 3 to 4 turnovers a game.
We've opened the season. You're 10 games into the season and the front office is taking calls about you.
Exactly.
They're listening to offers.
Yeah, so his season 3 was a fucking recently drafted NBA player.
There's still something to you might still have something here.
No, the coaches say that, and the GM's like, no, there isn't. No, we've seen all we have. Yeah. He's played his best trick. That's it. All right. So, likes from this episode. They finally make a fucking smart move as a group of characters. They tie someone up.
Yeah.
They think someone's a fucking murderer and they tie them up.
Yep. We make the right call.
Yeah, good call.
Although we're listening to Crow, which is not a good call.
True.
His rambling would have had me.
Oh, yeah. I'd have been like, I'm not listening to this
I
fucking
don't care
loser.
how many wolves are out there. I'm walking tonight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, tonight. I'm taking them. I'd rather fucking take the wolves on.
Yeah. Either that or I'm bailing myself up in the kitchen, locking the doors and saying, I'm fine. You guys sort it out there.
Yeah. Or I'm taking a crate of beer to my room, getting shit-faced. I mean, obviously they were wrong.
Of course.
She didn't kill anyone.
We knew they were wrong.
But I like the approach.
Yeah.
Right? There's a dislike to that entire sequence too, but I like the idea of the 2 killers coming face to face from different eras, wearing the same costume.
Yeah. We finally got
that. I was actually expecting him to get killed.
Yeah. Look, this is the thing. It felt like we were headed for a series of scenes a lot more scenes of the older couple trying to suss out what was going on. And we're getting a bit more of that, but it's not really pushing forward all that much.
But it's not really working, Jared.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Or they're trying to take someone out, but it's butting up against tension from like the current killer. And that's what we finally got. We got a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Coming face to face. Well, I thought there would have been a little more curiosity rather than let's just fucking throw it out.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's where we got to. I was okay with that. So I think that was probably more of a positive than a downer for this episode.
Yeah, and then my last two likes both relate to graphic violence. A bloke severs his own wrist vein by chewing it out, which was touch nasty.
Rough.
And then followed by a guy getting his fucking head turned into a pincushion.
Yeah.
Which was very harsh.
A little rough.
And kind of ends the episode on a bit of a high-ish note. I mean, it's obviously a worry that I think that's a high note after I've seen a bloke have fucking nails banged into his head.
Yeah.
But in this particular episode, it's a bit like, as I said, I've hit a 3 in the Summer League game. So like it's kind of like, good way to end there. I'm 1 of 6.
You've gone 2. You've gone 2 for 8 for the game, but your last shot was a
a banger.
So that was good.
Do you have any more life?
Well, so the Crow flashback stuff, I think it was along the lines of what I think worked reasonably well in some of the previous seasons of Slasher about how we're going to unravel some. It became a little bit of a template for him about how we're going to go back and we're going to unravel a connection to this that you didn't know about through a flashback.
Agreed.
Now it had pros and cons. I actually, for once, I liked the fucking spiritual kind of angle, how he gets the vision. But I also liked that he was fucking. You couldn't tell whether he was actually talking to someone or he was as high as a fucking kite. And I think it was the latter.
Yeah.
which was fine because I enjoyed the scene of him talking to her. But you know,
some of that shit was ridiculous.
But he's fucking blazed. He's blazed away.
Yeah.
He's blitzed out of his fucking mind at the moment.
For sure.
So he's having this flashback,
There
and then
is
it turns
no doubt
to
that guy's on a cocktail of drugs.
That's right. And it turns to shit. It turns to shit for him, which is good. But I like the fact that this is how we're gonna introduce it. That he's had some sort of. Was it that he'd previously known her? Was that why he was there?
I don't think so.
Because she says at one point something that insinuates, I can't remember exactly what she said, but it insinuates that he knew her. No, he says something.
Yeah, I don't think it was that because he didn't bring anything like that up when he talks to the cops.
No, he didn't, but he did when he was having the vision. And it could again be because he was fucking out of his mind, but
was he on the Quaaludes?
No, he was smoking a fucking pipe.
I know, but it was a meth.
I couldn't see. It was dark in there. It was dark.
What was it?
I don't know.
Had he been on the mushies prior to this?
He's been on a bit of everything, but whatever he was doing in there, it was taken in through the pipe.
Yeah. Of course, he was talking out of his fucking ass 2 seconds later.
I mean, of course, he's got onto that and he's talking like Warren Kappa before you know it. So it's. I thought that was all right because the way that it comes out at the end, it's like, yeah, you've got no fucking idea what you're talking about. It takes a long way to get there, and the big downer is I think that's not going to play into anything from this point on based on what's happened.
So absolutely not.
It sort of feels a little like, okay, maybe we wasted that time.
Well, I mean, in context, and have you got any more likes?
No,
because I'm going to roll straight into the dislikes here.
That stuff lifted my interest in Crow for a brief
period.
Yes.
In context with where episode 4 goes, that is all just for naught.
Yes.
Right? So, which is a problem. It's a problem with the episode because it's like, well, this fucking stuff was worth nothing.
Yeah. And I'll tell you where the template stuff also has a bit of an issue is that in previous seasons, as we said, we knew that if someone takes the lead in an episode, it's kind of like, oh,
see,
fuck,
mate.
we're about to cut
the door, mate.
So I see Crow doing a lot of talking early on And then I see a Crow flashback, and of course I put him as my.
He was your
suspect.
guy.
Well, he was my guy because I didn't have anything at that point.
Have you got anything
and
now?
I think I mentioned to you after. Yeah, I've got one now. I mentioned to you at the end of the previous episode. I was already starting to drift off him because he was talking too much, and that scene at the end where they go to his room and he's like, fucking this, fucking that, like yelling at himself. I was like, no, it's not him. So I was already off him, but then as soon as he's taken a step to the front, and I'm like, this looks a little bit like the previous two series.
Suspicious.
Then we get a Crow flashback, and I'm like, oh fuck, he's about to get wiped out.
Fucking gone.
But yes, I jumped onto someone else during this episode, which we'll talk about later.
Okay.
But it came back to that template stuff that had previously been a real telltale that we're about to lose this character, and played out exactly like that.
Yeah. Look, I've got some dislikes, and they probably cover both episodes here. But my major dislike was we do not have anyone to rally behind.
No,
we have nobody.
Yeah, we're still bouncing around with no one. Like,
but even
we don't really have a story that we're following through.
Yeah, we've bounced around to all these characters long enough to get to know them in a small amount.
Yeah,
but not one of them has even intrigued me enough to say we should stick.
It should be the two original killers, right?
Yeah.
It feels like we're supposed to be following them.
But they
somewhat.
are so fucking bland. Like, all the stuff that they dribble out, it's just not... Something's missing from it, Jared. It feels like that there's not a lot of interest in that. In the whole Satanism aspect, and the fact that they committed the murders that that are unsolved, there's just no interest, even though there should be heaps of interest in that. It's just, maybe it's the way they're putting them together.
There should be. You're right. It feels like there should be a bit more. So I feel like either we spend a bit more time with them and out put them at the lead, and the story is. They're fucking trying to solve the whodunit, but they're also a pair of killers themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Or we're going with, as you said, Paige.
Yeah.
And we're sticking with her story for some...
Yeah. The problem with the two killers angle is they're very unlikable.
Yeah.
So I think the better option would be to go with Paige.
But that's the thing. Like, there was a way to make them likable and have it like a bit of a sort of cheeky twist on all the things we expect. Hey, we like these guys. We enjoy the characters, not necessarily like them. We enjoy the characters so we can spend a bit of time with them. But it's just, it's hard
not
to sort of,
Look, Eric McCormack in Ripper is a classic example.
He should have been one of the killers.
But he's a classic example. He is such a prick, but it's so well fucking
but we couldn't
handled.
wait to have him on
screen. This is the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot wait for these two to fuck off.
Yeah.
Every time they come on screen, I'm just like, oh, it's just so flat. And it could be the acting. I don't know. I think it's a mixture. It's the acting's not they're not really charismatic people, and the scripting is not strong enough, so it doesn't pick up the slack of that.
Yeah, you could be right.
The other one for me was a couple of fucking loose cannons go off the fucking reservation and stab a woman to death in front of everyone else.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is like Poop Cruise. Not one cool head amongst
not
the
a
group.
Cool head. It's like, hey, hold. Let's just have a look at some of the facts here. Like, no, it's
or who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Like, or somebody steps forward and goes, there's no way she killed this woman.
Well,
like,
there was a little bit of, the conversation about judge, jury, and executioner and that sort of thing. So there is an element of that, but when it all goes down, it's just like, it's fucking...
You let me in there.
The lunatics. Give me a slice. Like,
exactly. Everyone wants to fucking go at.
All the lunatics are going off and everyone else is just shock horror behind them until the person is dead, which is, a little unfortunate for them, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and again, I'm probably going to save my dislikes for episode 4 as almost like a package.
A package deal?
Well, some of the bigger issues encompass the 2 episodes.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So, have you got any specific dislikes?
I got a couple.
I've got another one, though, quickly, just before we go on. The fucking air ducts or whatever they are mighty clean for a place that's not fucking hasn't been running for years. Jesus Christ.
No black mold or anything that he's seen anywhere. I hear what you're saying there. The killer versus killer sort of fight.
Yeah.
Was still probably ranks as one of the better points of the episode for me, but it was another one of these situations where it was just hard to see what was going on for most of it. Like, it was really quick cuts and it was dark and it was...
And because they're both wearing the same costume, you fucking didn't know who was who.
Yeah, and they're both flowing kind of black gowns. So you're just kind of seeing these hands with knives kind of swinging.
I also love that they're both fucking Chuck Norris.
Well, if they were both Chuck Norris and they were on Roundhouse Rations, I'm led to believe it would have been Poop Cruise Adam. One of them would have tried to launch a fly kick and accidentally shat themselves.
You know what I mean? They both look like Bruce Lee. They're going, ooh, ha, like fucking this kind of shit. Like, it's like, when did fucking all these murderers become fucking martial arts experts or knife-skilled individuals? Last time I checked, a lot of fucking people who stab people are just in a frenzy.
Yeah.
They're not fucking skilled with a knife. They're
but that's the lower tier, Adam. Yeah. This is you're highly qualified.
Right, yeah, that's right. That's
killers. Right. So there was that. Was Crow wearing a nightgown?
He was.
He was. A fucking Charles Dickens novel.
Jesus,
what's going on?
Ebenezer. What the fuck are you doing wandering around in sub-zero temps in a nightgown?
I mean, we're getting back to practical here. If you need to run away, the nightgown's not your gear.
No.
I'm going to bed in trackies.
I'm going to bed in fucking ski gear.
Exactly.
Shit.
I got the tack boots on.
Yeah, I got everything.
Yeah, I'm not going to bed in a nightgown.
Seriously, he was one fucking step away from carrying like a lantern.
He was. I thought he was going to start sneaking out of the hallways and singing Wee Willie Winky or something like that.
Yeah, mate. That was just like, what the fuck's happening here?
Yeah. There was a second there where I saw that happening, and I thought maybe he is the killer because only a fucking deranged individual would wear that nightgown to bed. The flashback scene of the police interrogation. A little bit melodramatic.
Yeah. But also, I don't know too many detectives who go, listen, psychic, give me some fucking tips on how I should fucking
come on into the interrogation and I'll have a chat to you.
I tell you what they usually
also,
get told.
When he starts banging his head,
the office.
So fucking grab him or something. Yeah. Like, there was time to save him. No. I love that the cop had what I'll refer to as a Loomis cut, where, we try to make someone look a little younger by growing his hair down past his chin. But also, that flashback was the mid-aughts. We weren't flashing back to the 70s like we were in Halloween. Flashing back to the mid-aughts.
Yeah, it's all right.
And this bloke comes in with, I swear, if we had a long shot, he was in flares, he held bell bottoms, he had to be. Yeah,
he had high heels. So he was just wandering.
I mean,
he looked like fucking Travolta in Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah, he's walking into the cop station in mid-aughts and he's, the superiors are like, listen, mate, high and tight. High and tight.
Uniform guideline says you're not allowed to have that butt cake. I'm sorry to tell you.
So get rid of the shit box.
Get that shit off your fucking head.
All right. So theories, did you? I split my theories into. I wrote my theories down before I watched episode 4.
I actually did not. My theories. I've got nothing.
Yep.
And I'll tell you why. Because I don't think it's not focusing anywhere on
it's
that.
Still Eric McCormick. That's why.
Oh, well,
he's in the kitchen cooking up another ham as we speak.
He's in the kitchen making himself. Making himself out of beef.
They walk in and they see him fucking dipping his head in a tray of bloody gelatin or something to make a mold for his...
Yeah, he's in the kitchen making his head out of beef. Look, I must get off that. That's okay.
No, it can't be. It can't be.
It cannot be correct.
I mean, I'm still hoping it is, but it can't be.
Okay, I'm going to say this. I think the April Fool's Day theory, gone.
Yeah,
it's gone. Right?
They are the first 3 to go.
But the problem is that they're not focusing on that. they're focusing on the other two.
Yeah.
And what they're up to. And I can tell you now, it's not interesting. It's not interesting enough. Been. Like, if you want people to sort of grab onto this, it's mystery. This is what what I thought they did pretty well with Slasher.
And I got to say, I thought after the first episode, we're onto a winner because you found another novel way to put that out there.
Yeah.
You know, even if everything else plays out in the kind of a standard fashion, we've still got the tension of the killers being the ones that are majorly trying to find out who is the killer.
Yes.
So I thought that was going to be more interesting than it's playing out.
It has not been.
Yeah, and I feel like after watching the first 4, we could have lost 2 episodes, no dramas, and made this a 6 episode.
Oh, easy. Yeah. You could have tightened it up.
Yeah.
So this will probably bring us into episode 4.
Okay.
Well, sorry. Who's your...
Okay, so my very first notes were my mate Crow is far too prominent too early.
So he's gone.
And that played out.
Boom.
That played out exactly. As soon as I saw the flashback, I was like, fuck, he's gone. Also, the girl, what's her name? Adriana?
Yep.
Her going all in on this, that felt so good when she killed someone or whatever. That just felt off as well.
Yeah.
That just felt like, okay, I'm putting a line through that one as well.
Okay.
I started looking at the background players. I landed on Andy.
The guy with the beard?
Yes, because he's basically been...
He's so far in the background.
Non-existent.
Yeah.
He was a little more out there this time around, but just story-wise, non-existent since the first episode. Because essentially what I was looking at was him, Paige, and I sort of included the guy who'd previously been stabbed as the ones that were very much on the periphery. Old mate that's been stabbed has come back in. He's kind of been in and out with Adriana.
Yeah.
But the artist I hadn't really ruled him out.
I didn't even know he was there.
But yeah, I was kind of like, I'd circled those 3 background players, and I know you mentioned Paige early. I looked at Andy and I'm like, he's just been so far in the background that he might be the horse to jump on at this point. Especially now that Crow had started to drift, and I'm like, I've got to get on something else quickly.
Oh, man.
It's like one of those fucking, it's like one of those action sequences on horses in the old, the cowboy movies. My horse is fucking starting to...
See, it's
my
becoming
horse is running towards the ravine, and I'm like, fuck, I've got to get up. Thankfully, I called it early. I called it, as I'd written in those notes, I'd called it early in episode 3 and mentioned to you at the end of episode 2 that Crow was starting to become... He was heading towards the ravine, and I was already kind of...
Jumping off.
I was already on my feet in the saddle looking for something else to get on.
You were up in the stirrups.
So I've jumped onto Andy.
Yeah, okay, Andy, okay.
And we'll talk about that.
It's interesting, Jared, because I think this is where one of the problems lies with the entire series. Is you said you've jumped on Andy, and the only reason you've jumped on him is because he's just in the background.
Yeah, and I feel like it's going to be still something where the reveal isn't going to be the surprise. It's something else.
Yeah,
like I'm still expecting. Okay, I'm not expecting Eric McCormick anymore to waltz out with another body going, ta-da, like, gotcha, or something like that. But I'm expecting something of that. I'm still expecting something that's going to be like that. It's going to be a turn where it's, he's the killer, but it's not what you're thinking it is.
Yeah.
It's not just going to be a straight out,
yep,
I'm the killer.
Yeah, okay. I'll probably go along with that.
But I'm sitting on Andy at the moment.
Sitting on Andy, all right. Into episode 4, I feel like we dipped again.
Yeah.
4 dipped. I'm going to give it 2 out of 5. So it hasn't been a very pleasurable first 4 episodes if you're looking at the numbers.
No.
So we got...
It's not as strong as the previous.
3 for the first episode, 2 for the second, 2.5 for the third, 2 for the fourth.
Yeah.
So it's going down.
I'm pretty much in line. I had 2 for this episode as well. So
this episode once again spends an inordinate amount of time with very uninteresting characters and fails to push many stories forward. The artist, I had totally forgot he was even fucking there.
And
I'm like, you can't do this. You can't give me this guy's story 4 episodes deep. We've barely seen him, barely heard him speak.
Yeah.
Barely heard him do anything. Then you knock him off.
But this is the thing. We're turning 90-minute slashes into, 6 to 8 episodes of TV. This is what happens. We've got to have some sort of character or something for them to do, because if we're going to be seeing them and then they're gone straight away.
The artist is severely undercut. We give him a little bit of info in episode 4.
Yeah,
with the whole blood and all that sort of stuff with the girl, the female killer.
Yep.
But then we just kill him. And again, we're too busy spending time with the 2 killers from the 90s.
But even then, the problem is what you said. We're spending time with those guys, but their story's not going forward.
Yep. And it's just not interesting. It just hasn't hit that.
There is a point towards the end of this where it does slightly, but yes, I agree. It's not really pressing on to where we're kind of expecting it to have been by now. And I keep going back to, make it 6 if this is what the other couple of episodes are going to be. Obviously, there's business sides of that. Like Shudder probably had a bit of a say about how many episodes they wanted, and perhaps that. And
I guess it's probably in keeping somewhat with the first few seasons of Slasher.
Mm.
They were all 10, actually, I think.
Yeah, the early seasons of Slasher were quite lengthy.
Yeah. Okay, so the likes. Putting Crow's head on a stick at the front was a gnarly little touch, and then also the killer kind of coming out in broad daylight to keep them in there.
Yeah, I liked it.
Was an interesting angle, and it was an angle that I liked.
And we need more of it to stretch. If you've got to stretch the episodes, more of that. More chases with the killer or situations like that, rather than, as you said, some of these character things aren't really pushing stuff forward all that much, or don't appear to be anyway. So, yeah, just fucking ramp that up.
Yeah. Just you throw in your classic slasher movie tropes of chasing people down in the fucking woods and shit.
Yep.
Someone makes a run for it.
Yeah.
And they get chased down.
Mm.
I think that's kind of cool.
Yep. And there's still, like I said, there's still parts that I feel like they haven't played with. I don't want to get negative already, but there's still parts that they haven't played with where you can have. We've got 2 killers out there with the same costume.
Yeah.
So we can play a little more with that. We've obviously had them run in and that sort of thing. We've had moments where we're kind of not sure who it is, and then it's revealed that, hey, the old killers are sitting there saying this. So
yeah,
that's what I want more of, a bit more of that.
Yeah. The other like I had was the new killer adding the cross in blood on the artist's head.
Mm.
And then it feels a little bit like he's messing with the old killer's kind of
MO.
Well, no, what they're trying to do.
Yes.
They're trying to do something.
Yeah.
But him putting the cross on the top of his head and then proceeding to mangle him up into like an art project, it feels like the new killer's trying to intervene in whatever the fuck satanistic crap that the other guys are doing.
Yeah.
Which could be a cool angle.
Well, bring that out earlier.
Yeah.
Bring it out earlier.
Yes.
I think that's perfectly fine. Do that. That would be cool. I agree with that. I had one little like about the flashbacks, and I wrote this early in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
The flashbacks to the killers, although by the end of the episode I was definitely not sold on that as a whole.
No.
I thought doing that and using it as a point of difference. We spoke about what we'd seen previously, and I know it's not slasher, but it's hard to separate it. Same people, same actors, same scenario sort of thing. But we'd gotten to the point, and it played out previous episode where the flashbacks would be leading us to, oh, fuck, this person's, got a different part in the story, and then usually it ended up that person's story was done. We know that. Now we move forward with the new information. We leave them behind.
Yep.
Using that as a point of difference of, well, we've got the old killers here. I actually thought when I saw their flashbacks, I thought, we're going to kill one of them.
Yeah.
We're going to kill one of the two. And I thought, okay, this could be fun. We can sort of figure out which one's going to go. Like, can spring us a bit of a shock that way, or play with the formula that way. We didn't lose either of them, but I thought initially that's what I was thinking, and I was pretty pleased and hoping that they were going to sort of twist the formula slightly.
Well, that's
like
not
that.
a bad idea, Jared. I actually would have liked that to happen when we first cottoned on to it being them.
And
then
it may
one of
still
them
happen
is murdered.
because it looks like we may get more flashbacks from them next
And then
episode,
the other
perhaps.
one is trying to keep that fucking seething rage under control and work out who did it.
Yeah.
Because now my plans are fucked.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, and this I'm going to put this down as the biggest dislike of the entire series, is their satanic plans are just garbage.
Well, it's not. Nothing's really happening at the moment. Like I'm a little unclear on exactly what they need to do and what that's going to result in.
Yes,
but I'm also sort of like they're not pushing towards it. There's only really been. You know, I like the little moment where he goes in and Crow's still alive and he fucking kills him.
Yeah.
And he's like, they let me basically get that one because he couldn't take a pulse. But I'm sort of like, shouldn't you already be trying to enact your plan?
Yeah.
And it being fucked up, as you said, by this killer at the end of the episode.
People are being murdered willy fucking nilly. You're running out of people for this ridiculous plan you're cooking up.
Yeah.
Which, as you said, has no fucking information as to what they're trying to do or what the outcomes are going to be. I'm assuming it's to bring back this demon that looks like the killer's costume.
That's what they started talking about, bringing this demon.
But,
you know, like,
I mean, it's just crap. It's gobbledygook. And it continues to fuck up the idea of these people being stalked by someone else. They keep worrying and focusing on that to the detriment of everything else.
Yeah.
That's the biggest issue, is that they are just spending an inordinate amount of time on this crap. We've now lost a number of characters to not the killer.
Yeah, I feel like that's, you know, that was definitely one of my notes. Like Floyd and Shirley, like they're just not, they don't seem to be pushing towards whatever this goal is, which is still a little unclear.
But in the last few episodes, we've killed several people not by the new killer's hand.
Yeah.
Which just is just not working for me.
Although there was one thing that I did kind of like about, I should have probably brought this up earlier, but you mentioned how the what we think is the new killer sort of seemed to fuck up their plan. I did like that they've kind of now revealed, it looked like they've revealed to him or her that there is other killers in play now.
Maybe.
Because they stab the artist.
Yes.
And then they kind of leave and I assumed the person that came in the costume was the new killer coming in to kill him.
Yes.
And had found him already dead.
Yes.
So now we've got it from both angles that I know you're here, kind of.
Yeah.
Which was interesting.
Well,
and I hope that brings a little bit of spice into episode 5.
Yeah, so do I.
But back to the dislike.
I said it before, there's no one to root for. We just chop and change. We're 4 episodes out of 8, Jared, and you have not established somebody that we can get behind.
No.
Somebody.
And
I know they keep using it.
An arc for one of these people that's going to be satisfactory by the, you know, resolution of the series.
Yeah. I know that it's a murder mystery type of setup. So they're trying to say that everybody's a suspect. So we can't possibly give you somebody to get behind.
But you have to.
But you have to.
Yeah.
And they even did it in the other seasons of Slasher.
If there's one character that we're pretty certain is not involved, that's all right.
Yeah.
If you're going to fill it out with, 8 to 10 characters, it's fine for us to have one that
we know didn't do it.
Yeah.
Well,
and if you're going to stretch out the series, that gives you time to still have the 2 killers that are trying to figure out who's on the scene fucking up their plans that have been in play for 30 years. It leaves space for that while still having a protagonist, someone pushing us along, right?
Yeah, exactly. Even in Guilty Party.
Like Paula. No, not Paula. Sorry, that's the actor's name, isn't it? It
Paige.
seems like Paige. It seems like she has. The first few episodes, we had this thing about her being not comfortable, being a has-been, being.
Yeah. She even says it in the 4th
queen
episode and tells Adriana, look, I don't have an entourage, I'm just trying to be.
It still seems like she's the one that we should be following.
She is, but they've given her so little to do in the majority of these episodes that we've currently seen. It's hard to get behind it.
Yes.
Even in Guilty Party, Jared, which, we've both admitted that Guilty Party, which was Slasher Season 2, was not one of our favourites.
No.
They had a young nurse who was on the scene at the wellness place they end up stumbling across, and you know that she didn't do it. Like, they give you enough to show you that she didn't do this, right? So you kind of get behind her. She plays a little bit of that, the devil's advocate. She's the one that keeps saying, we need to get the fuck out of here, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
That works okay.
Yep.
Because you've got fucking 15 other people that you can ping this on.
Yeah.
So take the same approach here. It doesn't make sense not to. And I think the last one for me is if there's a rinse and repeat going on. So it goes like this. We try to escape but get stopped. We then turn on each other and then someone's killed. That's basically how every episode has played. And I'm like, I understand that these things have formula, but this is too much formula because it's the same. Everything's exactly the same. And then you throw a flashback in.
You do sort of hem yourself in a little bit by killing someone every episode, or even though I like that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All the way back to Harper's Island, Adam, where we had the who's going, we had the posters where you could cross the faces off and things like that. I'm all for that sort of stuff.
But you know what? I'm going to say this straight out. I much preferred Harper's Island.
To any season of Slasher?
To the first 3 seasons of Slasher. I think Slasher season 4, season 5.
I would take those.
I take those.
Because Harper's Island petered out pretty quickly.
It did. But Harper's Island gave at least a kind of like, we're still having the wedding.
You'd had a
we're
bit
still
of an
doing
event
normal
sort of
things.
Thing. Yeah.
And then
we're not calling
killed.
off a wedding after 5 people have been murdered. Yeah, we've already paid
but
for it.
But we didn't know they'd been murdered. Do you know what I mean? Like, for the first 5 or 6 episodes, people were murdered and then removed.
Yes.
Which this has not done.
No.
So I just feel like there's a rinse and repeat cycle here, and you can't still be rinsing and repeating at 4 episodes out of 8.
Okay. I've got a couple of extra little dislikes.
Yeah.
Are we still in one night? I didn't think we were, but then the Shirley mentions 4 people dead in one night.
What?
I'm kind of like, I thought we were in cycles here. I'm pretty sure we'd seen at least, we had the first night where the van was ablaze.
Yeah.
Was that the same night as Crow encountered the wolves? And I didn't think it was.
I think there's more than one night.
I thought it was as well. Perhaps we need to be a little clearer on that too.
If it's one night, it's one hell of a long night.
Yeah, fucking oath.
Christ. And again, how many times are you going to come out of your room?
I feel like it's more than one night. than one night.
Yeah, I think so.
And that line perhaps just start tripping me up a little bit on, because she definitely says 4 people in 4 bodies in one night or something like that.
Maybe it's 2 nights, but there was no one killed in the first night.
Yeah. So I sort of cracked up laughing when we get the Satanist flashback and old mate's fucking shredding on the guitar. Like, Jesus, did we need that? Okay, he likes black metal. All right, he's a Satanist.
Yeah,
Good,
that's
we
right.
got
Good
it.
one.
We got it.
Yeah.
I would have thought, the apartment full of pentagrams and the shirts and everything he's wearing probably would have sold
away.
it.
Yeah, gave it away.
I did have a bit of a laugh at that. And
anything else on the?
No, really, that's it. It wasn't. I think the biggest thing is kind of what you said. It's just really flat. Anytime we're getting character moments in this episode, it was just kind of like, fuck, how long have we got to go? I was looking at the runtime.
Yeah.
And
that's not a good thing, Jared.
No.
To be looking at the runtime and kind of trying to work out when this is over.
Yeah.
which is probably not what you're looking for when you're selling this kind of shit. And for me, have you got anybody? Are you still on?
I'm still on Andy. And I'll tell you why. So we had Andy was involved when the killer jumped out.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you kind of saw his reactions, but it looked like he ended up he pulled a knife and then he fucking gave him a shoulder charge.
Yeah.
He sort of drops the knife and then bumps.
So
him
hang on, are we
something.
talking double killers here?
I don't think so.
Because if Andy's the killer, according to you, then who was the guy in the costume? Did you think that was old
Dale?
mate?
I thought, no, is it Dale? I thought that was the old killer.
Yeah. So you think that's him trying to stop them from leaving because we can't do
They
our
need to
fucking
enact
super
this
ridiculous plan.
And the new killer was not involved in that. That's what I got. I could be wrong.
Okay.
And this is the
Fair
good
enough,
part.
no.
That's what I need. This is what I need more of. I need more of those situations when we're not sure.
Yeah.
But I got that as that was Dale.
Yep.
Is it Dale?
No, I don't think it's Dale.
I'm sure it's something like that.
Something like that. A D word. Short name.
But yeah, it was he does this strange thing where he sort of shoulder charges him instead of like going in with a knife or whatever, and then he gets stabbed. And I felt like that was a little bit of a misdirect.
Okay. You're trying to.
So I looked at Andy and what happened to him in this episode, and I'm like, well, he didn't get killed. He got hit with a knife and he didn't get killed, but that's the perfect setup for this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I was a little up and down about was he walks into the room and finds the body.
Yes.
And I was wondering to myself, did he do that on purpose because he'd just been in there rearranging in the costume previously?
Maybe.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm still on there.
I think we're
I
starting
still think it's going to be it's going to be something where they twist it and say, "Oh, this is not what we think it is." So,
I think that we're running out of people pretty quickly.
Yep.
I think you could probably bring Paige back into the mix here.
Floyd, not Dale.
Floyd.
I thought it was Floyd.
Okay, didn't start with D.
At all.
I think you could probably bring Paige back into the mix here because, again, she's a bit under the radar.
Well, there was
very
a little
much
more.
like Andy.
She was a little more in it. She was hanging out with Andy.
Yeah. So,
which made me think it's probably one of those two.
So, we're running out of people to actually fucking ping it on, which is now problematic. So you're putting it. You said Adriana, too much of a loose cannon.
I think so.
The guy with the stab wounds. Yeah, maybe, but I'm not getting a lot out of him.
Yeah.
And nothing that sort of points to me in the direction of being a killer. And then you've got Paige and you've got Andy, and that's it, haven't you?
Pretty much.
So fuck.
So we've got Floyd and Shirley. They're still hanging around. Surviving people are, yes, Adriana, Paige, Andy, the fella that's been stabbed previously. That's it, I think.
Well, that's a worry.
Yeah.
Because you've whittled your group down. Could it possibly be that either Floyd or what's the girl's name?
Shirley.
Shirley is both?
It could be. Could. But I think there was in the earlier episodes, there was possibly some things where they were both together when, I don't know, you could be onto something there. We'd have to go back and check.
I'm onto it.
But Adam, I would like to read you the synopsis of episode 5.
Oh, fuck, here we go.
Because I made a comment suggesting there was a little bit of Roy Burns about a particular character.
Roy Burns.
Can I read you the synopsis of episode 5? The guests grow more suspicious when the driver that brought them there days earlier shows up at their doorstep.
Are you talking to me?
His presence causes a rift between the men and women.
Are you talking to me, Sheriff?
Yeah. Also known as, where can I drop these for you?
Oh, shit. Look, that smacks of desperation. We start bringing other characters in.
If it got to him as being a part of it, the only thing that plays towards is the April Fool's Day angle.
Yeah.
That the owners are doing it.
It couldn't be the April Fool's Day angle.
The only other part of that is...
You're seeing all the murders. Like,
the only other part of that is we're seeing the murders and we're seeing reactions to them, but the chef and the 2 owners were the first 3 people killed. So that would have actually worked, but I think I'm with you. We can't go there now because it would be too much of a cheat. We've seen everyone reacting to the deaths. We've seen Eric McCormick going, hey, stop playing games and all this sort of, they couldn't do it now.
I've got to take
Unless
a
the
fucking
driver-
torso out of the oven.
Unless the
Let me
driver
out.
turns up and starts going, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you talking to me, Sheriff?
I've got...
A couple of shots of his face going, "Ugh."
I can't wait. I cannot wait for how this fucking rolls out. But that is episodes 3 and 4 of Hell Motel. You can find us on Podomatic, iTunes, Spotify, and wherever else you get your podcasts. Send us an email at thrillme@iinet.net.au. We're on Facebook at Thrill Me Podcast Australia, Instagram at Thrill Me Podcast AU, and Podomatic at thrillme.podomatic.com. Make sure you rate and review us on all platforms where you can find us. Keep an eye on the Facebook page, but it will be episode 5, which, based on that synopsis, should be rather intriguing. But until then, take it easy, everyone, and we'll catch you later. Cheers. Find the podcast at Podomatic or on iTunes. Don't forget to rate and review. Like us on Facebook at Thrill Me Podcast Australia, or contact us at thrillme, all one word, all lowercase, at iinet.net.au.